Thanks for stopping by, everyone. My name is Jeff, and in today's video, we are going to talk about Nvidia and the Q4 guidance cut they got today. So far, this round of earnings has not been very good. You know, some of the banks reported pretty decent numbers, but if you look outside of that, overall, earnings have not been good with most of the bigger companies, okay? And somehow the market is still kind of staying together. Like I said, the Dow is around 24,000 points. You know, we were negative around 350 to 400 points this morning. We actually recovered, kind of cut that in half, and we ended the day only down about 200 points on the Dow. I think we're gonna have another situation like Q3 of 2018 where we're going to see a lot of companies miss and have lowered guidance. Seems like a lot of these companies are hitting growth barriers, okay? And I think that's what's going on with Nvidia. So we will go over to the chart in a little while, guys, but Nvidia dropped 15% on a Q4 guidance cut. And guys, this was reported on weaker sales of its gaming and data center platforms. Revenue is expected within 2% of the $2.2 billion consensus, and with gross margin within 100 BPS of 56%. So CEO Jensen Huang, he is blaming deteriorating macro conditions, particularly in China, for customers delaying orders. And then he come out and said that Q4 was extraordinary, unusually turbulent, and a disappointing quarter. We are looking forward. We are confident in our strategy and growth drivers. And then brace yourself, because there's actually more to come. So analysts slashed Nvidia price target by 34% today, and that was Raymond James. They cut their price target on Nvidia from $250 down to $165 after this morning's revenue guidance cut, and their analysts come out and said headwinds are mounting for Nvidia according to the firm's internal checks, and lowers his EPS and revenue estimates for 2019 and 2020, okay? So Nvidia got slapped twice today, guys. Now on the day, guys, the stock actually dropped 13.8%, or $22 per share. So it did dip down about 15% right there at market open, and it did recover a little bit, but lost 13% on the day. And then over the past month, Nvidia is still up about 1%, but pretty much everything they gained over the past month was lost back today. And I would not be surprised to see Nvidia trade down some more. And then back in November, guys, some of you probably will remember this, but I published this video. It was an Nvidia stock analysis update, and I titled it The Cold Hard Truth. So in this video, guys, I talked about how the next 6 months, it was going to take even longer to work all the crypto numbers out of their inventory. So far, my prediction in this video has come true, and I will have it linked up down in my comment section if you would like to go back and watch this video. So where does this kind of put things with Nvidia, guys? It is such a wonderfully run company. Like I said, so fundamentally strong and good, but the growth and the sales numbers are not there right now. And you know, I kind of stand by the analysis I put out back in November. I think you can easily anticipate the next 6 months to be, you know, very difficult for Nvidia. So after they report earnings on this round, I would say one more quarter before we can even kind of get, you know, a bullish outlook on that stock again. So it's unfortunate for the Nvidia bulls, but you know, they're not alone. Pretty much every company out there, or every big company out there, is facing some level of difficulty right now. And guys, like I said, we have just hit, like I said, in the tech sector, many other sectors, we have just hit like a wall of growth. We have hit like a threshold of growth where these companies just aren't selling and growing like they were in 2017, 2016, 2015, okay? Then of course, also keep in mind that the government is shut down right now, and we're still in the middle of a trade war with China. You know, to be quite honest, everything is just kind of an up in the air mess. We will persevere, and we got to keep moving forward. We just have to be objective, and we have to take this one day at a time and do the best we can with the information we got. Now, I wanted to pull this up real quick. Some more earnings that are coming this week. Of course, I want to comment on a few of these companies that reported. Like this morning, over here on the far left, guys, Caterpillar reported earnings. Now, I actually made a swing trade on Caterpillar going into their ex-dividend date, and then I sold last week around the 135 spot. And I remember thinking to myself, man, you know, if they would have a big earnings beat, which they were expected to, you know, know, Caterpillar was really expected to have a big earnings beat. They had sky high guidance and they fell short today, guys. Caterpillar fell off really big. Of course, Whirlpool had a big miss. Ethan Allen had a miss. And so far this week, earnings have been terrible, okay? There's not a lot of positivity going on at all. Now, tomorrow, we have a huge day, perhaps one of the biggest days of earnings all year. So Verizon Wireless is going to report before the market opens. I'm a long-term Verizon Wireless shareholder. Lockheed Martin, Pfizer, 3M, Nucor. I actually added Nucor to the M1 Finance portfolio, and I will make a video going over that later in the week. And then tomorrow at close, you got Apple, AMD, you got eBay, Illumina, Amgen. Pretty much from tomorrow at close to the end of the week, guys, we have some monster companies reporting earnings, okay? Apple, Alibaba, Boeing, AT&T, McDonald's, Facebook, Microsoft, Tesla, PayPal, Visa, you know, GE, which I really wouldn't consider GE a monster company anymore, UPS, MasterCard, Altria. I'm very interested to see what happens with Altria. And then Thursday at close, you have Amazon. And Friday, that's when the oil companies will start reporting earnings. You got ExxonMobil and Chevron. So, you know, not a good start to the week. I would say the takeaway from all the big banks reporting earnings is that the economy is still in pretty good shape, but it just seems like we have hit a threshold of growth, and the big tech companies and the big conglomerate companies are just not seeing the growth they were a year or two ago. You know, that is not the worst thing we could possibly be up against. You know, of course, the last 3 months of 2018 were very rough. And guys, we might be up against more of it. So I just, you know, I care about everybody. Again, I'm not trying to get everybody paranoid. You know, tomorrow, all these companies could report great earnings. And, you know, of course, Apple is the most important one, because Apple can push the indexes with every move they make. So it would be nice to see Apple come in and beat, you know, a guidance increase. That would be really good for the overall market. And, you know, like Verizon, AT&T, Alibaba, Microsoft, Facebook, Tesla, some of those other big companies, Amazon, it would be nice to see them, you know, even if they have a miss, but at least get a, you know, a raise in guidance. That would help out a lot right now. And quickly too, I'll just mention Nvidia is supposed to be reporting earnings on the 14th of February, but we got about a week or two before we have to deal with that. So anyways, as you know, I will be on top of that like I always am. But that's all I got for today, guys. Drop me a comment. Tell me what's on your mind. I would love to hear from you. You know, drop a thumbs up on this video if you found it useful, guys, and thank you so much for watching.